Something feels off.
Hokum is a movie that's written on actual ideas. I don't know they're the newest ideas, but strong tension, dread-filled atmosphere, relatively effective jump scares, and a distinctive Irish setting with a focus on folklore, along with many other pros, makes Hokum a can't-miss deal. It's that simple. A third movie directed by Damian McCarthy, who seems to really know his stuff, and starring Adam Scott, playing a perfectly unlikable lead, which is so often done wrong. How many leads are insanely unlikable for no reason, only to change at the end? They call that redemption. I call it lazy. It's like somebody accepting God at the very last minute. It's modern Hollywood 101, and it's the first sign of this movie being competent, because they don't do that. And it's not that hard. And the lead, whose name I can't pronounce, is an author who, despite being successful, isn't really arrogant. He's just not that nice, but his portrayal is realistic. He's traveling to Ireland where his parents honeymoon to rest their ashes. He seems to have some compassion for animals, and despite being annoyed by most of the staff at the end, he does warm up to Fiona, an important character, making him somebody with a personality who feels real. He doesn't have you hoping for a bad ending like most of the cast of The Mummy. The coffin fate was ideal. I found him compelling. I like the direction they took immediately, mainly because they don't overdo it. I know some don't like it, but that's kind of just an opinion, not a real criticism. He's not just randomly thrown into the scenario either, it's done through some heroic actions. He has a somewhat notable backstory too, so if you want a more abrasive lead, they really nailed that. It's one of the best things about this movie. For reasons that would involve spoiling stuff, he ends up finding out more than he would like to about this particular inn. And while it does take a little while, around 30 to 40 minutes to really get into this, you don't get bored. And I mean that. It's a slow burn, maybe, but through good writing and proper pacing, you're kind of just drawn in. You're invested. It's a true sign of quality.
I mean, how hard is this, people?
Now, I want to address the criticisms of this being disjointed because it's the only main criticism, aside from nothing new, which is kind of valid, I guess, and an unlikable lead, which is not a criticism, but I don't agree with it. I think the direction is very clear. Stuff like dread and tension primarily define the movie. Like I said, you get jump scares, unexpected moments, and they have the right effect. They exist to catch you off guard. I guarantee they will. So when you combine that with the Irish setting, a plot that hinges on folklore, really leaning into that idea, I don't see the movie as disjointed. I feel it's very consistent. It's at times unsettling, yet real authentic. Our lead is not just unique, he's also real. Nothing about this is cliche, even if it isn't all that new. But that's kind of why I don't mind it. We may not have that many new ideas, yet the entire package, the combination of all these well-crafted scenes, well, we don't get too much like that. The directing style is to the point, nothing feels wasted. That's why the lengthy intro wasn't an issue, it's because it draws you in. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but everything looks great in this movie, no matter what the location is. It's just perfect. It does this cool thing at the beginning, him being a writer, depicting on screen what's actually happening in his story, like the movie opens to this, and given the novel's bleak nature, it leads to a real satisfying payoff. Perfectly executed. They didn't need to do that. The movie could have easily not shown this, and it wouldn't take away anything, but they did. And it's how you create character, how you make something memorable beyond what's required. How hard is that? I do want to get into some details, so spoiler warning, but first, the gaming channel. It's linked down below. It's got gaming content as you'd expect, so check that out. Now when I say spoil, I don't mean everything but some key details. He decides to break into the honeymoon suite because that's where Fiona was last seen, and the problem is it's quite haunted by a witch, and Mel, the desk clerk, kind of locks him in upon finding Fiona's dead body. You see, Mel got her pregnant, so he has to get rid of her, and maybe the reason some say it's disjointed, I don't really see it that way. It eventually comes to a head, Mel gets his comeuppance, it's really satisfying and terrifying, but if one thing about the narrative wasn't as well polished, it would be the dead parents and the effect it has. At some point he tells Fiona that somebody killed his mother and his dad drank himself to death, but we eventually find out he accidentally killed his own mother while playing with the guns he was told not to play with. Dumbass! This isn't mentioned too much throughout the movie, but at the end he sees his mom's ghost who says it's okay, and he makes peace with it. I don't know if that's enough. Now, on one hand, you don't need that much, and it does explain why he's the way he is, but still, the way it wraps up, kind of out of nowhere. I might describe it as too minimalist, but it's a minor complaint at that. Maybe a bit more time spent on it, but not too much. That's really it though. The climax is satisfying. I love the way it ends with his novel wrapping that up, giving it a happier, optimistic ending, but still very fitting. It has a great supporting cast too. Nobody feels out of place. Everyone's pretty memorable. It's just really solid. It doesn't go beyond in too many ways. I can't say it's gonna stick with me, but I can't complain about much either. Sometimes you don't need to stand out immensely or reinvent the wheel. Give us a movie that's somewhat unique, goes above in a few ways, and that's more than enough.
Party on, dudes!
Definitely go and see it in the theater if you like this kind of thing. If not, then why are you still watching? But since you are, let me know what you thought about Hokum down in the comments. And I can't make you like the video, subscribe, or share it if you can, but it would be appreciated because the algorithm does nothing anymore. And hit the bell to get notified if you do, because recommendations don't come. They're broken. I'm the cinema analyst, because somebody has to be.